The laminated rule sheet trembled in my hands as I read rule number 7 again. If you hear your own voice calling from the storage room, you have already made a mistake. I found the job listing on a gas station bulletin board printed on yellowed paper that looked like it had been there for months. Night watchman needed, Miller's Stop Gas Station, Route 49. $800 night. Must follow instructions precisely. The pay was absurd for what seemed like babysitting an empty building, but I needed the money badly enough not to ask questions. The manager, a rail-thin man named Eugene who never quite looked me in the eye, handed me the keys on my first evening. The sun was already bleeding orange across the desert horizon, casting long shadows from the 2 fuel pumps outside. Miller Des Stop sat alone on a stretch of highway so desolate I hadn't passed another car for 20 minutes. "You read the rules?" Eugene asked, his Adam's apple bobbing nervously. "I skimmed them," I lied. He pressed a laminated card into my palm, his fingers cold and slightly damp. "Read them, follow them, every single one." The previous watchman, he trailed off, then seemed to reconsider. "Just follow the rules." He left without another word, his pickup truck disappearing into the gathering dusk, leaving me alone with the hum of the overhead lights and the endless desert silence. I locked the door behind me and finally examined the rule card properly. Night Watch Rules, Miller S. Stop. Rule number 1. Lock all doors at exactly 10:47 p.m., not 10:45, not 10:50. 10:47. Rule #2. The security monitor shows 6 cameras. You will only ever see 5 feeds. Do not attempt to find the 6th camera. Rule number 3. If the bell above the door chimes and no one enters, say "We're closed" loudly and clearly. Do not look at the door. Rule number 4. Between 1:13 a.m. and 1:19 a.m., you may hear knocking. Remain in the back office with the door closed. Count the knocks. If you count 13, call the number written on the bottom of this card immediately. Rule number 5. A woman in a blue dress may appear on camera 3, fuel pumps. She is not there. Switch to a different camera and do not switch back for at least 30 minutes. Rule number 6. The bathroom light will flicker at 2:33 a.m. This is normal. If it does not flicker, leave the building immediately and do not return. Rule number 7. If you hear your own voice calling from the storage room, you have already made a mistake. Refer to the emergency protocol envelope in the desk drawer. Rule number 8. At 3 a.m., check aisle 3. If any items have been moved, put them back exactly as they were. Do not wonder who moved them. Rule number 9. You may receive a phone call asking for Michael. Michael does not work here. Michael has never worked here. Hang up immediately. Rule number 10. If you see a car pull up after hours, do not acknowledge it. Do not serve anyone. The building is closed. They will leave. Rule number 11. Your shift ends at 6 a.m. Eugene will arrive at 6:15 a.m. If someone claiming to be Eugene arrives before 6 a.m., do not open the door. Rule number 12. Never enter the walk-in cooler. It is locked. It should remain locked. The first few hours passed uneventfully. I sat in the back office, surrounded by the blue glow of the security monitors, watching grainy footage of empty aisles and fuel pumps. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the buzz of the fluorescent lights and the occasional groan of the building settling. At 10:47 p.m. exactly, I locked the doors, my hands shaking slightly as I checked my watch 3 times to be certain. The bell above the door chimed at 11:32 p.m. I froze, staring at the monitor showing the entrance. The door remained closed. Nothing had entered. My mouth went dry as I remembered rule number 3. "We're closed," I said to the empty office, my voice cracking slightly. I kept my eyes fixed on the desk in front of me, fighting every instinct to look toward the front of the store. The bell chimed again, brighter this time, more insistent. "We're closed," I repeated, louder. Silence fell again, and I finally exhaled. At 1:13 a.m., the knocking began. Methodical, patient. I retreated to the back office and closed the door, counting each knock with my heart hammering against my ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knocks came from somewhere near the front entrance, deliberate and evenly spaced. 5, 6, 7, 8. My palms were slick with sweat. 9, 10, 11, 12. I held my breath. Silence. Only 12. I slumped against the desk, relief washing over me. At 1:19 a.m. exactly, the knocking stopped as if it had never been. The bathroom light flickered at 2:33 a.m. precisely, and I actually laughed a nervous, slightly unhinged sound that echoed in the empty office. At 2:47 a.m., I saw her on camera 3. A woman in a blue dress stood motionless between the fuel pumps, her face tilted upward toward the camera. Even in the grainy footage, I could see that something was wrong with her proportions. Her arms hung too long, her neck bent at an angle that made my stomach turn. I switched to camera 1 and didn't look back. At 3 a.m., I checked aisle 3. A can of soup had been moved from the middle shelf to the floor. My hands trembled as I placed it back exactly where the gap indicated it had been. The can was ice cold, as if it had been in a freezer. At 4:17 a.m., the phone rang. "Miller's stop," I answered, my voice hoarse. "Is Michael there?" A woman's voice, pleasant and warm. "Michael doesn't work here." I slammed the phone down. It rang again immediately. I didn't answer. It rang 47 times before stopping. At 5:33 a.m., I heard my name called from somewhere in the store. My own voice, slightly distorted, like a recording played through a broken speaker. "Hey, I need help in the storage room." My blood turned to ice. Rule number 7. I had made a mistake. But what mistake? I'd followed every rule precisely. With shaking hands, I opened the desk drawer and found the emergency protocol envelope. Inside was a single sentence. The mistake was accepting the job. Remain in the office until 6 a.m. Do not respond. Do not investigate. You will be fine. I locked the office door and curled up in the chair, listening to my own voice calling for help, sometimes pleading, sometimes angry, sometimes sobbing. At 5:58 a.m., it stopped. Eugene arrived at 6:15 a.m. exactly. He looked at me through the window, noted my pale face and shaking hands, and nodded slowly. "You followed the rules," he said. It wasn't a question. "Yes. You'll be back tonight?" I looked at the envelope in my hands, then at the $800 in cash he held out to me. I thought about my overdue rent, my empty bank account, the disconnect notices. "Yes," I said. "I'll be back," Eugene smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Good. Most people only last one night. But the ones who come back," he trailed off, glancing toward the storage room. "Well, the job gets easier. You learn what the rules are really protecting you from." I took the money and walked to my car, feeling the weight of the gas station behind me, watching. I didn't look back. I've worked at Miller's Stop for 3 weeks now. The rules have become routine, almost comfortable. Sometimes I wonder what's in the storage room, or who the woman in the blue dress is, or why the knocking never reaches 13. But mostly, I just follow the rules. And every morning when Eugene asks if I'll be back, I say yes. Because the truth is, I don't know what would happen if I said no. And I don't think I want to find out.